Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. I am Koibu, and I'll be your DM for the evening. We have a good game for you today. We've got some old faces making some reappearances and some new faces showing up for the first time. So why don't we go around the table and introduce our players? James, who are you and who are you playing today?
I'm James, also known as McTacky. I'm just an admin on the Koibu wiki, and today I'll be playing Wyatt, the cleric of Malchus, who's come to the most holy site in all of Arcadia to learn the ways of chaos
Splendid.
and change.
Wonderful. And what are your end goals, Wyatt?
Well, to rebuild the Order of Malchus, because that was destroyed in Eridon, so I've got to rebuild it.
Okay, lovely. Next up, we have Ricky. Ricky, who are you and who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm Ricky. Fairly new Twitch streamer, 2-viewer Andy, and I'm playing a new character, and I think we're just going to let that happen organically during the episode. Very cool. I'm super excited to get into it, so yeah.
Excellent. Next up, we have Rob, the Shadow Man. Who are you and who are you playing today?
Yeah, I'm at my brother's house, and the lights are like 20 feet up above me. There's really nothing I can do.
But who are you playing today?
I am playing Pablo Obrero.
Oh,
I count goats. I also have my elven dog with me. Recount.
you said you were going to be counting goats, and I was like, okay. I don't understand yet, but I'm sure it's making sense now, Rob. Making sense. Next up is Bryan. Who are you and who are you playing today?
I'm Bryan, and I'm playing Admiral Jai again. He's a very sophisticated and philosophical man with 4 arms of sophistication, right? You know, some people they can have like one pinky up while having a drink. I can have 4 of them. Right?
Whoa, that's some advanced sophistication right there. Well, why don't we all come into Shenanigans, where we will start our session for the day. And why don't you guys tell me where you want to hang out? Because the tavern's getting kind of full. It's like 80% at capacity right now. Room just for a little bit of standing. Do you guys have a table, or are you shunted off to the side as the standing group?
Wherever. I go where the chaos flows.
Rest of the party, where are you standing? Sitting? Excellent, they're by the front door. There's no room in the tavern.
We sure are, Neal. We sure are.
I'm in a corner table where there's good light, carefully going over the tallies.
Okay, the party's over here.
So that everybody can see.
I'll probably be outside now.
You're outside looking in,
I want to
watching the count. Yeah, okay.
Ooh. Are you kneeling, praying for a result?
How many goats have you counted so far, Pablo?
Not really about the number of the goats, it's about the differences in the number of the goats.
So are they competing factions with the goat numbers?
Look, I don't care about that. All I care about is counting all legal goats. All of them.
Well,
The
I'm
male
just saying, how are you counting them in here? You can't see them in here.
I'm adding up my tallies. I'm
okay.
counting up the male goats. Some people say you shouldn't count the male goats for some reason, but they're just as valid as the goats that I ran into today. Divisional goats. There's even some combat goats, military goats, if you would.
Can't forget to count them.
Yeah.
What about sheep? Sheep don't count, do they?
God, no, sheep. Of course not sheep.
Right, well, it's a happy day in Shenanigans. Everyone is toasting themselves and drinking and having a great time, swapping stories. There's a pack of kobolds running around trying to clean up the spilled beer on the ground. You can hear orders coming out of the kitchen. Apparently, Lizzie and Borscht are both working in the kitchen today, and they have varying styles. Borscht thinks because he is the main cook that he gets to run the kitchen. Lizzie thinks because it's her kitchen, she gets to run it. And they're both very stubborn people. So it's just, barking and bickering and 3 different types of dishes coming out. No one ordered the dish that they're getting. It's a very confusing mess at the moment.
Do you count dead goats?
Do I count goats? Yes.
The
I
dead
do.
goats.
Of course not.
Not like goat meat or something? Okay.
That's a big myth, but no. There's like almost no dead goats ever. Like people have alleged that, but no dead goats.
Wait, goats are immortal?
No, just if there's goats are dead, we don't count them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple.
What if they were alive and then they died? But they died after you counted them.
Well, it's at the time of tallying. That's the important bit.
Yeah.
It's starting the tallies now.
Yeah.
If you have to recount the goats, would you also recount the ones that died after the first count but not before the second?
Hey, all legitimate goats get counted.
Yeah, recounting
is very vague.
Really, really hard.
I count them the second time.
Do you have any concerns that... Are there any concerns that someone might try to steal some goats?
I glance out the window looking for my powerful enemy flaw.
You gotta tell Neal that in
You haven't
advance.
seen any nagas here, have you?
Some nagas?
Nagas, yes.
They steal goats, do they?
They're always accusing me of being up to something.
Okay.
They say stop the count. They say count every last one. Sometimes at the same time, I'm not really sure what they're getting at. But they're saying that I'm cheating. Because they don't like...
Well, you got to make Arcadia great again. So yeah. So those Margas make sense.
Meanwhile, outside there is a person peering in through the window. What does this person look like?
Yeah, I noticed that you said that there was like a lot of confusion with the orders and the food being delivered and stuff. So are there like plates just sitting not being eaten?
Absolutely. There are plates that have been returned to the kitchen that are just like stacked in the kitchen waiting to figure out what to do with them. Kind of like waiting for someone to order the dish that is just sitting there so they can deliver it.
Yeah, I'm definitely near there sniffing it out.
Well, the kitchen is over here and the kitchen door is over there, so you can peer on inside and see Borscht and Lizzie, and they're bickering and arguing, and Lizzie's looking for the salt, and Borscht is like put the salt way up high on a table, but Lizzie's thing's about to overcook, so she's trying to yell at Borscht to give her the salt rather than like taking the time to go get it. They're very distracted.
And this is a window?
That's a doorway.
Oh, okay.
If I see him looking around, no food. I'm just having coffee here, but I'll gesture it over to him. Come, have a place at the table.
And this is the doorway as well, right? So you see this young boy standing in the doorway, about 5, with golden hair, but very, very tattered clothing. This is halfling clothing. It's not even for a child, but it kind of fits me fairly. And I look over cautiously. You said you have a dog with you?
Yes.
Yeah, I would approach cautiously, not making eye contact with any of you guys, but probably with the dog walking up.
Recount. None of that.
Scared that the dog is barking at me now. Slowing down. But yeah, I'll go up cautiously, not saying anything. Reaching slowly for whatever your offering suspiciously.
Does anyone intervene as the small child reaches for food?
Oh, I've got a pot of coffee there, so I'll just pour him a pot. No doggies. Where are they? Here, come here.
Immersion.
Immersion.
Full immersion.
Yeah, I'll sit at the table and slowly start nibbling, but I'm like half a cheek is on a stool. Like I'm
Just kinda
ready
like,
to bolt. Yeah, I'm super ready to bolt, but I'm like nibbling, keeping a side eye on these guys as they're talking.
Nice, nice. Well, you managed to slightly join the table as they're sitting around. There's not a lot of other room available when the front door opens up and a mysterious-looking figure dressed all in like long brown robes, a hood sort of pulled up slightly over the head. You can see a light brown hair sticking out from a man's face, a little bit of a beard going on, like almost just like a goatee-sized beard with a broad but short mustache. And he walks into the room, doesn't even look for Desmond, like stands up on his tippy toes to try and scan everything. And you can see this behavior as his eyes lock on the party. And he slowly makes his way through the crowd, politely excusing himself as he goes past people, trying to make his way over to where the party is. You have probably a minute or two before he arrives, but it's clear this shady figure is beelining to you.
Oh, it's my approaching for my order. Everyone be cool, okay? Okay, pretend I actually made progress and still not just level 1. All right.
Okay, this is actually an important question. It's like I turn to Rob. Do you count goatees? There's a goatee right there.
I've got a goatee.
One of the kinds of goats I count.
Oh, okay.
I've got an evil goatee.
Eventually,
an evil goatee.
The figure arrives, looks across the table, and says, "I was told I could find the shepherd here. Which one of you is the shepherd?"
There's the goat shepherd, you mean?
He,
I'll look up. Say shepherd or goat herd?
same.
Not goats. If you're looking for a shepherd, I cannot help you. But if you're concerned with a goat herd, well, let me just say, as a ranger, my sworn enemy is goat herd suppression.
I have been informed by our most illustrious leader that a new batch of goats has been found in the plains to the east that have been kept locked underground and need to be safely shepherded into the town.
Goat herded.
Shepherded.
Goat herded.
Shepherded.
Are we expecting? Why do we think that this herd is not going to be safe? Is there a reason why? Are the people trying to stop them?
Yes, the most illustrious leader has found these creatures partially buried and baying for their lives. They thought you might be interested in this as well. But perhaps not. Perhaps we shall leave these goats where they are, locked away, hidden and buried.
Long as these goats come in today, they're legitimate. We'll have to get right to it.
Well, the planes are 2 days away.
You'll have to move quickly then, won't you? And the tall brown-robed figure turns on his heel and begins to walk out while casting a final word over his shoulder, saying, "You'll find them at the circle, at the edge of the forest, next to the juice bar."
Oh, the
And
juice
it
bar's
leaves.
back. Yeah, let's go ahead there. It got destroyed, but it's back now.
I nod. I say there's going to be a lot of goats there. That's the only place to drop them off in that entire county.
Ooh. So should we head off now then?
We have a sworn duty to get those goats. You say it is a long journey. We can't let anything stop us though. I say we go to the wizarding school and see if they can teleport us.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
As long as we take custody of those goats before the day's over. They're legitimate and they must be counted, no matter how long it takes.
Should we bring like a branding iron to mark them?
I lift up my 5 gold piece sigil ring, because apparently a sigil ring is only 5 gold pieces. Say this will mark them as legitimate and received by today.
All right. Let's head to the wizard tower at the edge of town.
All right. The party.
Well, which is better, do you think?
What?
What?
To the wizard tower or to Wogwarts?
Well, it's the same place. The
Same.
Hogwarts is a wizard tower.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was like a separate wizard tower where there was like a wizard who was unaffiliated with the school.
Oh no. The school's a big tower
Mm-hmm.
with a big courtyard and stuff.
And a garden.
Yeah.
So you guys have a step on out and head through the town of Shenanigans towards the Wizard's Tower. What about the stray child that you picked up and fed a moment ago? Are you bringing the stray child with you?
If he wants to come, it's good to learn about the counting process.
When I heard about the goats, I got a lot of excitement in my face, and I was eagerly waiting for them to get up so we can go somewhere.
Young boy, what is your name?
I look at you, look up to you, doe-eyed, and I just stare at you in silence.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he can watch us shepherding the goats, but I believe he's too young to be shepherding in the goats himself. But he can.
No, it's literally it's a single word.
I welcome
Goat
him.
Goat herder. It's one word.
Yeah.
I
Shepherd.
linked it in chat. It's a real word. Twitch chat.
Anyway, I go up to the bar and I ask to have my wineskin filled with more hot coffee.
You get a weird, bizarre look as they siphon coffee or funnel coffee into your wineskin. And there's mumblings of like, he'll never get that coffee taste out. His wine's going to taste like coffee for the rest of his life. But, that's your problem.
That's the price I pay for getting an accurate count of the goats.
I don't really understand what the reason to get an accurate count is. Doesn't really matter, mumbles Desmond to himself.
Well, he wouldn't care.
Oh no, Desmond.
The only thing that matters. Red goats, blue goats, I don't care as long as they're all legitimately counted.
We're
That's
green
all I care
coats.
about.
Who really even cares about the number of goats, right? It's not going to change anything. People are just going to be the same that they were beforehand. World never
Every
changes.
goat counts. Sometimes people say, why should I get this goat counted? There's just so many goats out there. It's not going to make any difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can tell you, they're not saying that in Georgia.
What are they saying in Georgia?
What are they saying in Georgia? Every little goat has been counted, no matter how small.
Well, she's a weird woman anyway. Anyway, you guys march off to the Wizard Tower, or Wogwarts, whichever you would like to call it. The school, the wizarding school nearby. And you can make your arrival. The janitor's downstairs sort of raking the leaves as they tumble from the trees. The kids are playing around in the courtyard. while they're on recess in between breaks. They've all had their wands taken away and, not supposed to be casting spells out here. But you can see them like trying to make little golems out of clay and trying to enchant them with cantrips to move about. And here you are in the green, lush courtyard around Wogwarts.
Oh, they just let us walk into the courtyard.
Yeah, into the big gardeny area, not within the castle confines, but the garden's open to anyone who wants to come in. Anyone that dares come in is more like it.
I come on in with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because bringing a dog to a school never causes immense disruption.
And immediately golems are abandoned and the dog is swarmed by small children.
Do I see any adults around?
You hit die.
The only adult around is the janitor who is raking the leaves.
Oh, no one's on duty to watch the kid.
Correct.
Oh dear.
Yep.
They must have a really good union among the teachers.
Yeah. I wonder if the non-magical teachers are in the same union or they've got separate unions.
Interesting question, but Teddy, our question is only how are we going to get those goats counted from out the edge? Well, janitor.
Janitor looks over at you, gives you a wave.
I realize things haven't been the same since the Mouse Wars, but
He shakes his head.
we have a goat herding emergency.
A goat herding emergency? He looks at you confused. Are there goats loose and about?
Yes, we must gather them from where they've been deposited, where they've been dropped off, and count them.
He scratches his head. I don't know how I can help you with this. I'm just a simple janitor, not a shepherd.
Goat herder.
What we need is a mage. I understand you have many here.
He thumbs towards the tower. They're on lunch break, and their union's pretty good. So as long as it's not school business, I think you can talk to them. But if it's related to the school business at all, you're just going to cost us a bunch of money.
Oh, everything is related to these goats. Schools especially.
Well, this is a private school. It's not a government school, right?
The guy gives a bit of a shrug.
Some people keep pushing for government money to go to private schools, but that's not what I'm here about. Those decisions being made with the counting of the goats. I'm just here to make sure all the goats get counted.
Right. Well, you can head into the tower and look around for the teacher's break room, which is located on the second floor. And there's a big sign on the front that says, "Kids stay out."
Oh, you gotta stay out, kid. Sorry.
I look up and I hold on to your dog. You have a dog? Does your dog have a collar?
Yes.
I'm gonna hold on to the dog.
I'll say recount. Stay here and watch this silent boy.
I nod my head. I let go of the dog and start petting him. Nodding my head.
Watch this voiceless miner.
Does this kid go to Hogwarts, maybe?
He's
Maybe
on
that's
a
why-
union.
yeah.
He's on a uniform. Shaking his head.
Well,
Let's
I'll
see if we can use
burst
their teleport circle.
Yeah, I'll burst into the teacher's lounge.
immediately there are cries of, "Hey, what the hell? It's break! It's lunch break!"
Say, this is an emergency. You can tell how dire it is because it's only 30 minutes into the episode and we are already outside of Shenanigans.
"All right, fine. What do you need?" says one of the math teachers, who stands up and makes his way towards the door. You can tell that he's a math teacher because he's got a big pi sign hanging from his neck.
All right, well, when I see that he's a math teacher, I bow low. Say, Your Eminence, I can only say that as a person who counts the goats, as I swear by my name, Pablo Obrero, which translated from Elvish into the common tongue, you may know means Paul Worker.
I was trying to translate Obero, being like, what does this mean? There's a hidden layer in here somewhere that I couldn't figure out. Got it.
I have nothing but the deepest respect for the work that you do with numbers. Perhaps you can give us the aid we need. Perhaps this will have special meaning to you. There are goats that need to be counted out at the edge of the plains, at the juice bar. We need to get there today.
Can't you count them remotely? What if we just scry upon the goats? Can you then count them that way?
Do those count? Remote voting?
Of course not. There needs to be goat security. This isn't just like some slapdash thing. They all must be carefully evaluated. You'd be surprised. Sometimes people try to sneak sheep in there.
Dressed as goats?
Well,
That's ridiculous.
I gotta tell you, I heard from one of my former students, and this is actually literally a true story, that some guy came in to she was a, oddly enough, her name is also Pablo Obrero. She was a Paul Worker, and in the distant shores of Montecito near Outpost Santa Barbara.
That's an ethos.
She was working there, and somebody came in and tried to drop off 2 goats.
Whoa.
She caught him, and at first he was all, "Oh, are you gonna stop me from dropping off my goats?" And she said, "No, but I will tell you what's gonna happen if you try to drop off 2 goats." And then he said, "Well, okay, you got me. I'm actually a reporter, and I was just trying to test the system."
Oh, sure
my
you
God.
were.
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
I'm just voting for my blind friend who couldn't see the form. He's just not standing anywhere near me.
Some people think we're just slapdash and we don't care about goat security. That it matters.
Well,
Every goat matters.
the math teacher, well, you know, I know math, but I don't know anything about goats, so I suppose if you gotta count them by hand, you gotta count them by hand. And why have you come to me about this matter? Or us?
Teleports.
On our break?
Yes, we need to get there immediately so we can take charge of them before the day's end. But it's a 2-day journey. We need to be teleported or somehow the only thing that can get us there is magic. Unless we're like flying griffins or something.
We do have a group
Really
of griffins.
fast riding spiders would work too, I guess.
We do have an aviary with 2 griffins that could carry the 3 of you? Is it just the 3 of you?
We have a boy out there who's observing the counting.
No, 4 should be
Definitely
carried
has
just
to
fine.
come. I'm not going to be accused of not being transparent about the counting of the goats.
Mm.
If he wants to observe, he's welcome to.
It's not one of our children, right? Because they've got class still.
No.
He said he's not one of. Actually, he didn't say he's not one of yours, but he indicated.
He's not wearing uniform.
Well, if he's not wearing a uniform, it's out of my jurisdiction. Great. We'll take you to the Griffin Aviary. Grab your small child and let's do this. And he'll take you to the top of the tower and saddle a pair of griffins for you guys. And tell the griffins where you need to go. And you can hop on and take off.
All right. Let's have a quick montage of us flying with inspiring music.
Yes. I know I'm never really prepared for shenanigans, but I'm really unprepared for today's shenanigans. This is a whole new world that we're dealing with.
You dare close your eyes.
On this Magic Griffin ride. Man.
So you guys all about some griffins, and you fly.
I'm clutched to whoever is my partner. I'm clutched to your back, your robes, or whatever.
Yes. The party can easily scale the 15 miles in about half an hour by
There's
griffin
20
back.
on the map, Neil.
The road is 20 miles, but you can see the road is not straight. As the bird flies, it's about 15 miles. The road adds an extra 5. Yeah. You fly 20 miles, 15 miles. You land at the edge of the woods. There's a big campground here, and you can see that there's like a little bar room set up over there. There's a large circus tent set up over there. There's a whole bunch of like random people camping around, and there appears to be, next to the large circus tent, some sort of stage set up. With like a bunch of paper lanterns all around it and some seating made in front of it, like kind of dug into the ground, like amphitheater style benches. Your griffins will land you at the road at the edge of the woods, wait for you to dismount, and then fly away, leaving you here.
Thank you, Griffins. So what time?
Very inspiring.
So, what time of day is it, Neil? Is it midday, afternoon?
Just a little afternoon, because the teachers were having their lunch, and then it's been maybe half an hour after teacher lunch, so, 1-ish. Well,
right,
here you have
Where are
landed.
these goats?
We need to look for these goats. I don't care who's up on the stage. That's not what concerns me.
Well, bursting from the woods once your griffins have flown is a group of 6 orcs who come running in your direction, shouting at each other in Orcish. Does anyone here speak Orcish?
Let me see. My character.
I do. I can read goats. Goats speak different languages, and it's my job to be able to speak them. So I spent a lot of character points on this.
Wow.
I don't have
It's one of the languages that I speak.
Every detail figured out. Yes, the orcs are shouting. Apparently, they were expecting the counter to come by road, and you came by air. And it's clear that they were here in ambush, waiting for you in the woods. But you just flew over them. And now they're having to run out into the middle of the plains to enact their ambush, which is a failed ambush. And you guys have a full round to prepare as the orcs come screaming at you that the goat counter is already near the goats.
Entangle.
All right, you're gonna throw down an entangle. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Does spook only affect one creature at a time?
That's a great question. Let's take a look.
Yeah. I'll just click entangle.
It is one creature within 30 feet of you. Yes.
Okay. Let's see
And there
how
are
this
6.
entangle works out.
Well, okay, I'm entangling ahead of the orcs. I'm not trying to aim it at them because I know they're moving, but they're moving to
Right.
it. Yeah.
You want to place it before them.
Yeah. Well,
All
if
right,
he's
so you're
casting-
getting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, if he's casting spells, he might be a Warcourt student.
Yeah.
What about you, Admiral Jai? What are you going to do in this round that you have counter ambushed?
I guess I'm gonna wait until the entangle goes off.
Okay. Sounds like Ricky's character's also waiting, and
Yeah, I'm gonna. What I'm planning on doing is when the entangle goes off, if any of them get through, if one of them gets through, that's the one I want to spook.
got it. And Pablo Abero.
Wow, they've made a mistake. We're here to herd these goats back, and as a ranger, my special enemy is goat herd suppression. What these guys are trying to do. +4, baby.
David Abney, Neil. He said it
Every
earlier on in the
detail.
episode.
Every detail has been planned for this moment, Neil.
I was up late last night, man. So you thought +7 was bad? This is goddamn +11.
+11 to hit at level 1. This is some 3.5 edition shenanigans.
+5 damage for each arrow, sheep arrow.
Okay. Well, the orcs run towards you. You have a round ahead of them. There are 6 of them. They're going to run right into that zone of entanglement. And let's see how it goes. So the first 4 that run in, fail. One of them passes and can slowly try to make their way through. Of the 2 in the back, I'm going to give them wisdom checks to see if they notice the others getting entangled as they run forward. No, they do not.
Oh.
So all 6 orcs run into the entanglement zone. One of them, I have to roll saves for the other 2. Hold on. 3 of them are able to like slowly move through it at 10 feet per round out of a 20-foot zone or something. I don't remember the specifics of entangle.
I've clicked it, so.
Oh, you did. It's in chat.
Yeah.
10 feet per round, yeah. It's a 40-foot cube. Okay, so it'll take them 4 rounds to get out. So, you got a lot of time, and it's pretty obvious that you're gonna catch them. Well, it's gonna take them 4 rounds to get out, the 2 of them that are not entangled. Those that are entangled have a duration of 1 turn, 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys got all the time in the world you want. It looks like the goat herd suppressionists, if that's indeed what these people are slowly coming towards you. Are you opening fire, Pablo?
Ones that are moving, I'm going to fire at.
Yes, the 3 that are moving.
Normally I would talk with them, but it's goat herd suppression is.
But are you sure they're goat herd suppressionists?
Yeah, because I heard you saying they were trying to ambush the people who were going to count the goats in the road. The narrator describing them.
It's like a Bethesda game where they got the word bandit above their head, even though you've got no idea they're a bandit.
Are you sure they're not just trying to prevent illegitimate goats?
Right. What if they're observers?
They were trying to ambush us, man. The narration said so.
Are there any goats behind them?
No,
running with them?
Conveniently, you see not a goat in sight anywhere. In fact, anywhere. They might have already got to them.
If they had wanted to come in and drop off goats, that would have been fine.
Are their weapons bloodied with goat blood or fur of any kind?
It's a great question. Make a perception check.
Ooh.
How do I do that, Neal?
If you go to your character sheet, the front page that says basic, just click the CHR or PCP.
Okay, see.
Yes. There's a lot of legs between you and them, a lot of waists, a lot of dangling clothing. You can't really get a good look at these things as they come towards you. No idea what their weapons look like as the adults move in front. Go ahead, Pablo. Open up fire upon the... I don't know what to call them. The orcs?
If they are orcs.
I shout out, you were specifically described as trying to ambush the people who were here to count the goats. So you don't get to suddenly be something different now.
Just make your rolls at +11 to hit, okay? Just
25, 29,
yeah, you're killed.
15.
I mean, it's going to take them 4 rounds to get out. And you get 2 attacks per round, and there's 3 of them. So that's 4 times 2 is 8. Go ahead and just make 8 attacks as they try and pull their way.
Do you want to interrogate them why they're doing this?
Just make all your...
We can leave one of them. Just leave one of them alive.
All right.
Well, it's really hard for me to negotiate with my favorite enemy, but...
Oh, fair enough. You are a ranger.
I just hate goat herd suppression so much.
Well, I don't speak Orcish, so I can't save them.
What if there's more of them? That we might need to know that could be important. Interrogating the enemy is certainly something that we should.
I mean, we're not. I'd say we're not going to spare them. I'd just say we interrogate them before executing them.
So I'll have my arrow knocked, that I'll hold it. Say as much as I want to just take you all down, you might hold the key to a relevant plot point. Tell me, why are you here trying to suppress the counting of the goats? Who sent you?
And on that note, we're going to go to an early break, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. I got to go figure out what the hell's happening today. See you guys on the other side with more shenanigans. Bye-bye.